Hey, Kyle Ivy here. I'm doing Techy Tuesday, where we are going to look at Google Forms today, part one. So I hope you're excited about this, and let's go ahead and dive into what we're going to be doing today. So as you look, I am currently in my Google Drive, and if you, in the way that you get to Google Forms is actually one of two ways. So you can actually go here to where it says New in the top left corner, and you're going to go to More, and it should take you to Google Forms. What you will see, I'm going to slide this down just a little bit so you can see this, is that I am now into a blank form. One of the other things that I want to show you, and I highly recommend you using this, and I actually just found this out today, which is pretty cool because I've changed up the form, the way that Google Forms looks like, is if I go to forms.google.com, it's actually going to give me some more options, and you can see right here that it's going to give me some templates. Now here's all the Google Forms that I have created in the past, but these templates are awesome. So if you go up here to the top right corner, you can go to More, and you can see all these different ones. You have a blank quiz, an exit ticket, assessments. Now all these are already created. Now what you can do is you'll go into these and you'll edit the questions to make it fit yours, but essentially the look and all that has already been created for you. So that's the cool thing about using these templates. But what I'm going to do is actually go into the blank quiz for right now and show you how that works. And basically what I'm going to show you is just the overall look of a Google form. And during part two and part three, we will dive into more of all of the cool things that you can do with the Google form. So let's, for right now, let's go into a blank quiz. And essentially it looks just like it did when we went through our drive to get here. But the cool thing is this is already created in a quiz format. So one of the things that you won't see when you go through your drive to get to Google Form is the answer key here. And we'll look at that in just a second. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to go and I want to title whatever this quiz is. And so if you're going to use it for different periods, you probably want to use a period name or something that you can, I guess, decipher on which quiz is for which class. So let's just say that I'm teaching science period 1 and quiz 1. And so I now have the title, and this would basically, this line here would also be the title, so I can actually just go up here and copy that and paste it here. Now your form description is going to give them instructions on what you want them to do. So I could just type in, please take your time. And now once you get down here where it says untitled question, this is where your questions begin. Something I do want to point out real quick is that if you go over here into short answer or paragraph form, you can see that the answer key goes away. So the answer key is only for multiple choice and check boxes and drop downs. Okay, so I want to clarify that. So you can't write out a paragraph and expect theirs to match up to 100% of yours. So for right now, I'm just going to use the multiple choice, and I'm going to type in something real easy. And all I do is I click on all of this and I type what I want their answers or what they need to see. Okay. Once I'm done here, one of the new features about this that I really like is that if I go up here and I click on these lines, okay, oops, I didn't mean to click. So if I go up here to multiple choice, I don't know if you can see this or not, but you can actually insert images now. So if you wanted to do like the image of Texas over Houston, you could actually put that in here. So that's pretty cool. Down here is if you want to duplicate the question required, that means that students cannot go on without answering this question. And then the answer key. So let's look at the answer key real quick. So if I click on that, it actually it asks you to choose the right answer. So I'm going to say that it's this. Now let's just say that for some reason that the students gets it wrong and you wanted to give them some immediate feedback. You can actually put that here. Okay, so and then I can assign points. So I'm going to say that this question is worth 100 points. All right, and then I'm going to go back to our question, and I can see that with this little check mark now that I have an answer key out there beside it, and I want to make it required. And this plus mark will actually move you on to the next question. Okay. You can add titles, you can add images, you can add a video. So if you have something that's out there on YouTube that you want the kids to watch, they can do that. Now you have to be careful because YouTube's not open for kids, so be careful when you do that. And also you can add different sections. Okay, so for right now, the great thing that I like about this new image here is that I can actually go out there and get an image from anywhere. It just takes you to where you want to get your image from. So let's just say that you find a cool math question that you have, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to search for equations. Okay. And it's just going to go into Google and it's going to search for different thing on equations. I don't like any of these that I can use, so I'm just going to take that S off of there and see if I can find anything that maybe could be used. Now, let's just say that I wanted to use this image right here for my test. All I do is select the image and I hit enter, and hopefully in just a minute that question is going to pop up on here. There we go. And the great thing is I can actually resize it to fit on here a little bit better. Okay. And then I can have in here for my options if I want to give them options. And I can actually have them do short term. So we'll do that. Okay. So I've basically created my quiz. So if you look up here, you have some different options. If you wanted to preview what your quiz is going to look like, what students will see, this is what they're going to see. Okay. As I go back, I can actually change the color of the quiz if I want to, and I can create my own. Okay. So that's just a preference. The gearbox or the gear wheel will ask you basically who you want to do this. I say collect email addresses because this is, if you don't have a name and a last name, like a first and a last name as a question, then you will always have their emails if this is checked, which is cool. And what do you want the respondents to do? Do you only want them to answer one question, or can they go back and answer it if they figure out that they got it wrong, so forth. Okay. Presentation is you can shuffle the question order if you want to. Quizzes is we know that we're making this a quiz, and when do you want them to receive their grade? Do you want it immediately after they submit the test, or do you want it later after you look at all the responses? So that's up to you. I'm going to say it's going to be immediate. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to send this to myself so I can take this. So I'm just going to enter my name so you can see what it looks like. And I'm going to hit send. Okay. If you didn't do that, then you can actually go in here and click on this link, and you can post this in your Google Classroom if that's easier for you, or you can shorten the URL here so it's shorter, and copy and paste that into your Google Classroom as well. Okay, so let me go out to my email real quick, and I am going to see, hopefully I've been asked to take this little quiz. Yep, here it is. Here's my Google form. So this is the student's view. Okay, I know right here that I am taking the test, so this would be your student's name. And here I go. I'm going to start taking this test real quick. So what is the capital of Texas? I'm going to say it's Austin. I don't know the answer to that. Plus, I don't have many options. And so your students actually can send a copy. So if they wanted to send a copy of themselves, now that can be cut off in your options up there at the top, back when you're editing your form. I'm going to submit. Okay, so I can view my score. So I see that I've got 100 out of 100, and now I didn't put the answer sheet on this one, their answer key, so that's the reason that it didn't say, but it does show me that. Okay, so if I go back, it actually shows that one respondent has responded. If I click on that, it shows me basically that this is the person that took the test. Here's what they made, and it breaks it down. Okay, so if you have multiple people taking it, that's what you're going to see. So this is a very cool way to get started with quizzes and so forth. If you wanted to see it in an Excel spreadsheet or just on the individual, you could do just an individual. Right up here in this green box with the lines through it will take you to basically a new Google Sheet with their answers there. So I hope you liked this tutorial. I know it was fast, but we will move to part 2 next week. And let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.